All right, Hi Paul Slack is Good News Planet. Pause the world for peace. And we're going to talk today. I'm crazy about Saranne Rothberg. She's been a friend for a long time. She's been doing such important work, ComedyCures Foundation, and reaching out to many, many people who are in need. So Saranne, tell us what you've been doing, please.
Well, I have to start with a joke, right? Because we have the 24-hour laugh line, 1-888 ha 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 ha. So I can't start without a joke from our laugh line. What's the difference between weather and climate?
The weather and climate. I don't know. I don't know. What is the
Well,
difference?
you can't weather a tree, but you can climb it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that kind of a joke. That makes a lot of sense. Why humor? Why humor for you?
Uh, because well, should we make up how many? Give away my age? Okay. So over several decades ago, I ended up in a chemo chair with very aggressive cancer. And I decided my first chemo treatment to throw a chemo comedy party. And when I looked around the hospital and I saw what my humor and what that comedy and my comic perspective did for the other patients and their caregivers and the doctors and nurses, I just decided that I had to start an organization called the ComedyCures Foundation, and that we would bring a comic perspective and humor and joy and laughter to the trenches of cancer treatment. And then I didn't die, as you could tell, because I'm talking to you. I lived and have been able to do global programs, not just for cancer patients, but at the World Health Organization, the United Nations, down in Washington for military, corporations, nonprofits. And I just get to spread my sense of humor and my joy all over the world.
Well, this is an Earth Day show, and we're putting you in there. And I really, really wanted you in here because what you're doing on Mother Earth is helping our human beings, our brothers and our sisters. And you're so dedicated to it. As a result of that, I want people to see how somebody can take a situation that's occurred to them and take it to the fullest and help others. What do you think about Mother Earth right now and the people living here?
So I think with any conversation, the way you can get people's attention and to get them to focus and listen is through humor. I think people love to laugh. I think it's a portal that we don't walk through enough to get conversations started. And I think if we really want to get people's attention, we should start campaigns that have a sense of humor. And then once we get their attention, we know that people are more receptive when they're laughing, when they're relaxed, and then we can talk about the really serious subjects that we have to address, whether it's ozone or pollution or just personal carbon footprint. These are topics that have to get discussed, and we can start them with children. And the best way to get to a kid is through their belly laughing. And I think we're all kids inside. So I think it's a really cool strategy.
I think so as well. So I just one last thing, and we could talk for days. But we're going to put this in the show, and so you have because I don't want people to miss this. You have podcasts. You have a podcast every day. You're a hardworking woman, and
Oh,
sharing
okay.
yourself. What is
Wait,
the story with that?
I get to plug the podcast. Hold on.
Oh wow, okay. Eating Cancer Daily. So that's the name of the podcast.
Yes. So this came out of one of the two research studies that I was able to do recently. And that was during the pandemic, we launched this study about mindset and metastatic cancer. Could we, at the height of the pandemic, influence depression, anxiety, stress, and increase self-empowerment among people living with advanced cancer? And we were very successful using artificial intelligence and comedy. It was such a unique a combination. And so we proved that we could greatly impact mindset. That's why I said humor and Earth Day, we've got to do it. So just for the podcast, what happened was the patient said that they did not want to stop learning this perspective, how to develop their comic perspective, how to reduce depression and stress and anxiety. So I asked them how I could help them further beyond the study. And they said, give us a podcast. And I said, okay, we could do that. But they said, talk to us daily, Saranne. We need this energy. We need this joyful perspective. We need this hope. We need this optimism. So yes, I took on the challenge. I've just recorded over 100 episodes. They air daily. It's called Beating Cancer Daily, and we're heading toward 365. It's a personal challenge. I promised them that I would do it. And so you can have a micro dose of me every day. And how can you approach it?
I want to ask one more last thing, just because we have a short amount of time. You have a phone number that people can call, right? What is that? What's that about?
Well, if you can laugh, you can remember it, because it's 1-888-ha-ha-ha-ha. So if you just laugh with me 4 times, come on, say it. Ready?
1-800.
888. No, not 800.
I'm just checking to see if you were listening to me. No,
8 funnier. There's zeros with belts. You got to do 888. 1-888.
1-888 ha 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 ha.
And if you press 1, you get a professional comedian. If you press 2, it's an amateur, like a knock-knock joke. And if you press 3, you can tell me a joke 24 hours a day.
All right, beautiful. That makes life happier here on Mother Earth. Saranne, thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
You're welcome.